I would like to share with you 8 remarkable facts about Blackpool Football Club, a team that I have supported since I was a boy. They were founded in 1887, which makes them one of the oldest clubs around. And just to put that into some kind of context, Liverpool were founded in 1892, Barcelona in 1899, Bayern Munich in 1900 and Real Madrid in 1902. So Blackpool predate any of those clubs. Famously, they won the FA Cup in 1953 with the highest aggregate score in post-war FA Cup finals. So Blackpool won 4-3, an aggregate score of 7 goals, the most. And Blackpool were trailing 3-1 in the second half and came back famously to win a very exciting final, 4-3. Those were the glory days for Blackpool. They had been FA Cup runners-up in 1948 and 1951. And they were league runners-up in 1955-1956. Blackpool had the very first Ballon d'Or winner, which is an award given to the player who's rated the best footballer in the world at that time. And it was awarded to Stanley Matthews in 1956, who was playing for Blackpool at that time. He played in the FA Cup final, he played in all the great games, and he was recognised as the best player in the world at that time. Just a word on Sir Stanley Matthews. He's the only player to have been knighted while still playing. He won 54 caps for England, and he played until he was quite an old man. He was the oldest player to play for England at the age of 42. He was the oldest player to play in the top level, the first division of English football as it was at the time, at the age of 50. And he played 379 games for Blackpool between 1947 and 1961. In 1966, Blackpool had a World Cup winner. A member of the England team which won the World Cup was Alan Ball. Here you can see him on the front row between Bobby Moore and Bobby Charlton. He was a great player, now sadly deceased. A wonderful player for Blackpool. I saw him play many times. And Jimmy Armfield, a very loyal player for Blackpool, was also in the squad, the World Cup squad at that time. The 5th remarkable fact is that Blackpool won the Anglo-Italian Cup in 1971. They beat Bologna in the final, and at that time it was a recognised competition before the European Fairs Cup, before the other competitions, and competed for by English and Italian clubs, and Blackpool won it. Blackpool are famous for winning playoffs. They're the only team to have been promoted through all divisions by the playoffs. In 2001 they won the 3rd division, as it was then, playoff. In 2007 they won the League One playoff. In 2010 they won the Championship playoff, and they were promoted to the Premiership by winning that playoff. In fact, Blackpool have competed in 8 playoffs and won 6 of them, a record which is unparalleled. 7th remarkable fact is that Blackpool are the only team in the English or Scottish divisions to play in tangerine. As far as I know, they're the only team anywhere in the world at the top levels to play in tangerine. It's a particular shade of orange, but it's not called orange, it's called tangerine. And they're the only team that play in it, and it's a wonderful strip. And finally, let's talk about their Premiership season, 2010 to 2011. They were top of the table after the first Saturday because they won 4-0 at Wigan, and for one Saturday only they were top of the Premiership. They were 11th in the table at Christmas, but unfortunately faded in the second half of the season. They beat Liverpool home and away that season, and they were relegated in 19th place with 39 points and a record 54 goals scored for. So they were relegated with the most goals scored of any team from the Premiership. And the manager at that time was the popular Ian Holloway, seen here. He was loved by the fans, very charismatic character, very colourful, and he led a very attacking team. He had a very attacking style of football. So those are 8 facts about Blackpool Football Club. I hope you enjoyed them, and if you did, please share them with your friends.